eyes are directed to the starting line, where round number 2 racing is underway in Top Fuel Eliminator, and it is Eddie Hill against Frank Hawley. Hawley, driving the Miller Highlight Special, has selected the lane nearest the camera. He has the choice of lanes because he has the quicker elapsed time of the 2 cars set in the previous round. In fact, the 5.10 turned in round number 1 is low ET of the meet thus far. Hawley qualified in the number 4 spot and defeated Earl Whiting in that first round race. While Eddie Hill had his problems with the shortened qualifying session, he was able to make it into the field, but only in the number 16 spot, and he beat Jack Ostrander. Even though Hill may have had his problems in qualifying, he was able to find the combination in that first round race. He had a 5.20 second elapsed time. Both drivers concentrating on the start, getting the car set in just the right spot. A tremendous race. And Eddie Hill sets low ET of the meet, 5.06 seconds. His speed, 283 miles an hour. His wife, Ursi, showing the exultation of the moment. There's low ET, 5.06 seconds. This is the quickest side-by-side race in history. Hawley got an ever so slight advantage at the start, but Hill very quickly made that up, and by the time they reached the finish line, Hill had a 5.06 second time. Frank Hawley a losing 5.10.
Well, Eddie Hill, you were just on the winning end of the quickest drag race side-by-side of all times. Your 5.06, his 5.10. What a thriller.
Wow, what a race. That was a race, man. That was a real drag race. That's what drag racing's all about. I mean, I was looking at him the whole way. Frankie belt didn't fall off that time?
Talking about his blower belt. Frank Hawley in here. The quickest 2 drivers ever to go side-by-side.
Steve, a race like that indicates one thing. There is little difference between the 2 lanes on this Maple Grove racetrack. You're looking at crew chief Kim LaHaie backing her dad into his own track. Dick LaHaie is the reigning Winston champion. He is racing against Dennis Forcelle, the oldest rookie in Top Fuel competition. Out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Forcelle qualified in the number 7 spot and beat John Kerry in his first round race, while LaHaie qualified number 3 and defeated Hank Andres. Dick started this season in championship style, winning the NHRA Winter Nationals, but then he ran into problems. It's only been in the last couple of races that he has regained the performance level that took him to the top of the list last season. And problems for Dennis Forcelle, and Dick LaHaie wins with a very competitive 5.13. And Dennis Forcelle, with an engine problem kind of late on his parachute, he is headed off the end of the racetrack. Into the gravel pit at the far end, Dennis Forcelle brings his dragster to a stop. The emergency crew running to the scene. As we look again, you can see the engine explode. LaHaie streaked across the finish line, and that's when the problems began for Dennis Forcelle. He drove it off the end of the racetrack, across a road, and into a pit of gravel designed specifically to slow these cars down. And it did its job magnificently. As Dennis Forcelle out of the car, A-OK, no problems whatsoever. Now the crew faced with the chore of getting that race car back out of the gravel pit. LaHaie's win sets up a semifinal pair with Joe Amato. LaHaie having the choice of lanes. The other pair finds Eddie Hill having the lane choice over Darrell Gwynn.